Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Welcome to Global Success Stories from Bangladesh. It's me, Kamrul Hassan, bringing you the different success stories from all over the world. And my intention and my purpose is, by these success stories, I would like to help people to realize their potential, their dream. And I believe that watching and looking these success stories, people would be taking action and they would have their dream and they would take bigger step to materialize their dream as well. And in this process, today I have a guest whom I'm bringing from Bangladesh. He's a successful professional from pharmaceutical industry. And within a very short time, I'm going to introduce my guest. Let me bring my guest into the live with me. And stay with me, please, in the meantime. Those who are just joining with me is welcome to Global Success Stories. Thank you for joining with me. Yes, by now already I got my guest on screen. Thank you, whoever joining with me. Thank you, Sabit. Thank you, Mahbub. Most
Hello.
welcome to all of you. Most welcome to all of you. Mr. Sabit, Mr. Mahbub, if you can hear me, if you can hear me clearly, so please give some comment and thumbs up. Give me some love, some heart, some encouragement. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamrul
Hello.
Bhai. Hello, Kamrul Bhai.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thanks for connecting me.
Thank you. I'll be introducing you shortly. So let us greet our audience in the meantime, those who are joining in the Global Success Stories platform, brought to you by Kamrul Hassan from Bangladesh. And I can see that a lot of people are joining. And I, on behalf of the Global Success Stories, welcome all of you. And I'm sure that you're going to have a success stories from Bangladesh and who is doing excellently well in the corporate sector in the last 18 years. I'm going to introduce him in front of you, even though many of you may know my guest today. Thank you. Thank you, Imran, for joining. Thank you, Mahbub, for giving me feedback. Thank you, Trevor. How are you, Trevor? Thank you for joining with me. Thank you, Sumaya Tasmi. Thank you, Arif Khan, for joining. Yes, you're watching. So I can see that a lot of people are joining with me. So this is, without further delay, this is Global Success Stories brought to you by Kamrul Hassan from Bangladesh. And these success stories I'm bringing from all over the world. And I wish to cover 100 countries' success stories by the 2018. And already I have covered about 20 countries in the last 1 month. And my purpose of bringing these success stories is to help you to believe in yourself that you can be successful too. If hundreds of thousands of people are successful today, why they are successful, what they are doing differently, what they're thinking differently, what they're believing differently. They are the same people, same person like you and me. They have the same blood and flesh. Why they are successful, why we can't be. I hope with these success stories that I'm bringing in front of you, you believe in yourself, your abilities that has been given, that has been bestowed from the Creator Almighty. Let's believe the quality that we have and let's take action. Let's have a bigger dream. So today I have a very successful guest from Bangladesh, and I'm really delighted to have Mr. Tanbir Sajib, Director, Specialty Care, Sanofi Bangladesh Limited. Mr. Tanbir has 18 years of professional experience in leading global pharmaceutical companies like Roche, Sandoz, Novartis, Sanofi, with extensive involvement in functional and leadership role. He has been awarded internationally. Let me tell you, he has been awarded internationally at Philippines and at Thailand for marketing and branding excellence, along with several local organizations. He has expertise and proven track record in sales and marketing, also experienced in business excellence, market research, training, medical affairs, business development, and many other segments of the industry. He is a pharmacist by core education. He is awarded with enormous marketing and leadership certification of international repute. Mr. Tanbir, a motivational speaker, a trainer. He is a certified trainer on various skill and management development programs like business communication, advanced selling skill, management essential, etc. Mr. Tanbir, also a guest speaker, and he's a guest faculty of leading universities in the last 10 years. And he's been doing it successfully. Please help me to welcome Mr. Tanbir Sajib to Global Success Stories. Tanbir Sajib, welcome to the show.
It's a great honor. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Kamrul Hassan, who is currently holding as a host, is the managing director of Sensai Wisdom Bangladesh Limited. So it's a different arena. You are aware of that. Sensai Wisdom has been a very impactful organization in this part of the world for so many years. So this is the new dimensions that Mr. Kamrul is bringing in under the banner of Sensai Wisdom. He is bringing this brand that is Dream Valley Global Success Stories. I have been following this for a couple of days, weeks, I should say, more than a month. And so far, I just recollect, if I'm not wrong, already Mr. Kamrul has been connecting more than 25 professionals across 25 countries. So he is already on the completion of quarter of the journey that he aims to cover 100 countries at least by the end of the December. So first of all, congratulations. Congratulations to Sensei Wisdom and Mr. Kamrul from my end for this gigantic initiative, which is, I believe, that it's a real initiative to bring the professionals across the world on the same platform to learn and contribute each other growth. So today, I am really feel privileged and blessed that by the grace of Almighty, He has permitted me such an honor that Mr. Kamrul has invited me as the first Bangladeshi professional to be part of the Global Success Stories. I'm really confused that why Kamrul Bhai, I should say Kamrul Bhai, invited me on such a platform. I don't believe that I am so successful in my professions, yet to do a lot to do in my coming period. But Alhamdulillah, whatever I have achieved, I believe I can talk on that, and that's the objective of coming here, so that I can also learn from others and further enrich my career in the next couple of years.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, my aim is let's build Bangladesh together. And the talent we have in a country, it has enormous talents. It has enormous amount of potential in a country. And together, we can take our country into the global platform. There are many golden sons of a country, those who are around Bangladesh, around the world. And I hope all of them, they have the ability to contribute for the growth and for the potentials of Bangladesh's progress in the next decade. Without further delay, it's my privilege again, Mr. Tanvir, to have your experience and expertise in the professional development that you are doing already. So today we are going to talk about the importance of right mindset in order to become a successful professional. So, Mr. Tanvir, so what is actually the right mindset to you, and what do you think that we require the right mindset?
Thank you for bringing this topic, which we are going to discuss today. You know that if you go by the books and theory, that would not make a lot of sense. But still, I have to say that its mindset is more of individual attitude. It's believing in yourself and on the basic qualities of a person. That builds the mindset. I mean that you should. I can tell that a person has talent, have personality, has a kind of intelligence. So that builds and constitutes the individual mindset or right attitude. So mindset is a common term, but mindset can be twofold. I mean the two types. One is positive mindset. One is a fixed mindset, so-called negative mindset or fixed mindset. Now it is globally and across the professional world, positive mindset is basically articulated as the growth mindset. So any person's having a positive or growth mindset can be successful. Let me focus a bit further on that. For example, the academics and the professional credentials we have. We earn our educations in the school, college, we learn from our parents, we start our professional journey in private or corporate organizations, eventually in every day with the on-the-job learning and with the corporate training and other programs, we gradually build our competencies. But what is important, all these are competencies or aptitudes, but what is important, the attitudes, the synonyms of the mindset or the frame of mind we can call attitude. It's very important that a professional has a significant right mindset, right attitude to grow his professional journey, to contribute to the performance of the organizations, contribute to the performance of the team, and thereby growing, thereby ensure that he becomes a successful professional at a certain point in time. So that is important. So the mindset is a very simple term, but it carries a lot of sense that how a professional becomes different, one professional becomes different from others, creating through a strong mindset, strong visions, a strong positive outlook, strong behavior, impeccable behavior to the society, to the people around him. That is important. So in the definitions of mindset, it's really difficult to articulate the proper definitions of mindset, but it's all about behavior, it's all about intelligence, it's all about his or her competency set that constitutes the mindset and right attitude to contribute significantly to individual professional growth and also the relevant organization growth by those level of professionals. Kamrul, are you
Correct.
there?
So, yeah, I'm here. So maybe, I mean, can you see me?
I see you, but the movement you are just seen as a photographs. I mean, the fixed photographs.
Okay.
I mean, still
Okay.
photographs.
Maybe it is frozen somewhere. I hope that uh, it would be continuing properly as we
Okay.
progress. All right. So if you can see me, that's fine now. I think it's okay right now. So
Okay.
let us come back to the discussion point again. So as you have grown into the leadership role into the organization,
Right.
so how do you measure that a person is having a right mindset?
Okay.
And if it is
Uh,
not, and how can you help him to develop a right mindset?
uh, let me put in it. Let me answer these questions in some examples. For example, if we think of the competency of an individual, three components are basically important for the competency. One is knowledge, the second is skill, and third is attitude. These three pi, when we join together, the cumulative result is the competency set. So knowledge we earn, as I mentioned, that from the school, college, universities, and on the job learning. Skill we develop on day-to-day basis in the job, also with the corporate learning and development programs. The ethical depends on the mindset of the individual. Uh, to answer it properly, I can give some examples. For example, three professionals at least joins organizations. Assume that they are from X university, Y subject they completed their graduations. They enters a particular department on the day one. What happens to these three people? In the day one, the competency or the attitude required for these three people, let's take an example, for example, Excel knowledge. Excel knowledge is important for a particular task in that role. So these three persons, they are in a positions we call unconscious incompetence. That means they are not aware of the importance of this particular competency, that is Excel knowledge. Then what happens after 3, 4, 5, 7 days, or maybe 1, 2 weeks time, out of these three, one individual understands that in this particular role, this is very much important. Then it becomes the conscious incompetence. And that makes a lot of difference. You know that out of these three people, two people are already in a position of the unconscious incompetence, at least, but they are not aware at all that this particular skill is required for that role. One out of these three becomes at least aware that this particular skill, say for example, Excel knowledge is important to deliver the basic job of that role. So he becomes competent. He becomes aware that is the state is called conscious incompetent. At least he knows or she knows this is a competency required for this role. The third point is very important. He is going to his people around the day, is not waiting for the corporate training programs to learn and adapt quickly. That state is very important. That is conscious competent. That means he is aware of this competency required and he is now competent a bit. The rest two are in the followers group. Out of these two, one may understand this competency, need of this competency maybe after 3 months time, maybe after 2 months time, and one is in the understand the importance of that role. The fourth level is very important, which we call the unconscious competence. Is very important terminology. That person is very much competent on that particular skill, but the expertise level, the delivery level becomes so fluent, he becomes so expert on that, he is not even aware how he is fulfilling. He is becoming the expert of that position. So every competency goes through this process from the unconscious incompetence level to unconscious competence. There are 4 steps, and the person who understand every step, learn every step fast, becomes more successful. Maybe in 6 months time, the first person becomes confirmed in the organization, second person takes 1 year, third person is even not confirmed. And you know that what makes the difference of this competency? That person is very much focused and a clear mind that I need to understand the key competency required for the job, and he is giving any effort required to acquire that knowledge with a reasonable time frame, and that makes him or her different from these other two who eventually joined on the same day of the work, but it's time totally different and successful compared to other 2 persons. I'm not sure that could I make any sense to the discussion, but this is a hands-on examples we observe.
Okay.
Yes,
that's absolutely, that makes sense. Those who are watching right now, you also can put some questions and comments below, and we're going to answer them, some of them, at end of the program, and we'll be trying to attempt at least some of the questions to clarify. Now, as I was hearing from you that a lot of the things that you are saying is about the consciousness, is the awareness in the present situation of him or her, the present label. That is one thing. And another thing, you were talking about the attitude of the particular person. Correct?
Right.
So
yes, absolutely correct.
In today's competitive business world, as you are a leader of an organization, and what is the trend of our young professionals, and how do you measure these 2 objects? Like when you see the attitude of any young talents or students, like how they can develop this attitude, and they can be prepared in advance too, knowing that someone like you on the top are watching, and they need to build on what kind of attitude and what kind of awareness level before they come into the organization, and when they come into the organization, how they can be excellent as well into the 2 steps. Because I believe the objective of this session is to help also the young professionals, at the same time for the students, those who will be watching later on, how they can prepare themselves in order to become a successful professional like you, if I'm correct.
You are absolutely correct, Mr. Kamrul, but this is very important. The important term is attitude, you rightly mentioned. There is a famous saying by the renowned American author, we all know that it's your attitude, not aptitude, that determines your altitude. It's a very simple liner, but it makes a lot of sense. Aptitude means skill set, competencies, and attitude means, we know, that mindset. So whatever the educations and degree you have, whatever the university level, you know that your point is very important. The first step should be starting from, you see that a lot of universities currently are doing seminars, bringing the professionals in the discussions before they end, going students to have a right at the organizations. The universities which are creating these platforms, all these seminars, apart from these, all the book discussions, all the paper exams, they bring the professionals, share the professional experience with the students. The expectations from the new joiner in the organizational context, these students are better prepared and they have an evolving mindset in this process. So you know that aptitude or ability, that is basically coming from skill set, but the frame of mind or attitude is more of a holistic mindset. So a student, we can also expect after just completing a graduations or post-graduations level, he or she should not be expected that they will be on the expected level. So their grooming should start from the, at least in the university level, with creating a proper mindset. Proper mindset means that what he wants to be, what is his career aspirations, what motto he has in his mind to contribute to the society and the peoples around him or her. That defines the right mindset. It's not the going to the higher CEO or the director or the functional heads. That in a apparent world defines our professional success. But beyond that, a person, if he thinks what he way of career progression in his or her personal life, where he will end, and after ending the professional journey at the age of maybe retirement age, what consolation, what is the achievement out of his full professional journey. One may earn a lot of money, a lot of positions, but at the end of the day, we also think accordingly that where I will end my professions, how I can impact the other's life, how I can impact the society, and how I can at the same. So you rightly mentioned that discussion should be started from the universities level. The faculties, the departmental heads of the university, business education, be it pharmacy, be it medical, be it technical engineering, I don't mind. Every students, before they pass the university level, they should be exposed to a lot of professional discussions, bringing the professionals in the form of seminars, open discussions, career counseling programs, so that they start with a good note, a proper understanding how he or she is going to start the professional career. And then what happens once they enter the professional, they enter an organization, this is the responsibility of the concerned HR and also departmental heads or the line managers. They should play a vital role to have a proper communications, proper understanding what is expected of, and accordingly supporting them with the proper knowledge and informations, right skill set, bringing them in with the right platforms. After doing all these things in a structured manner, you will definitely find differentiation in individual. That makes all the difference. That probably cannot be helped out, that individual responsibility. But these things, as I mentioned, the university level requirement and also the corporate responsibility of bringing professionals with the right mindset, that is a responsibility for every organizations and every universities, at least if it should start from the school college level. The proper educations, the behavior, the social responsibility. In the we are in corporate world, we call it compliance. We call it right behavior. In school college, we learn this in the religious context, that don't lie, don't make any harm to individuals. So all these are same understanding. It's the wording is the professional jargons we are making difference. But becoming a true professionals, it requires the responsibility from to the teachers and to the professionals who are at least in the senior leadership level or the managerial level or the functional head level. Then it becomes the responsibility of individuals from the day one joining organizations or a private entity, business firm, that how he or she is going to and contribute to his personal growth.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, you have mentioned different terms. One is the fixed mindset, another is growth mindset. And
right.
in the present world context, this has been much discussed, and I know one of the Harvard Professor Carol Dweck, and she has also did some research on positive and growth mindset and fixed mindset. A lot of the questions also coming like to understand and how a person can identify himself or herself. Yes, he's having what kind of mindset he's having. Is it growth mindset or is it fixed mindset? And can you help to find out
Right.
in a simplest form,
Uh,
like
uh,
how to identify this two form of mindset, so that they can understand first? Because a lot of us, we eventually do not understand where we
mhm.
are actually right now. Unless or until we understand
Uh,
our present situation, we actually cannot see where we want to go. Isn't it? So right now,
right.
can you help to
Yeah,
understand,
absolutely.
where I am standing, and then what actions can be taken in order to come over from, if it is from the closed or fixed mindset.
Right. Uh, uh, I would like to answer these questions with a reference and can further elaborate on that. This is I referring from some of the authentic writers, and I found it very much helpful in defining the transitions from a fixed mindset to growth mindset. For growth mindset, the first and foremost important thing is believing in you, believing in you that you will succeed. I repeat, believing in you that you will succeed. And not only that, you behave accordingly to achieve it. The first formula is very simplified, very complex one, you might say, that you must believe that you will succeed. And you should, you should be consistent. The first liner. The second point is overcome the obstacles one by one. What happens sometimes in the professional journey, we find a couple of obstacles and become exaggerated, become confused, become puzzled that how to overcome this, how to become professionally successful. Addressing all those, it is advisable to overcome the obstacles one. So this is the second point. Third point is very important. The only compete with yourself. This is very important. I personally believe in my professional career, if you compete with others, sometimes people might be driven, might be impacted with some negative. The most important thing to be successful, compete compete with you. You raise the bar of your performance. You raise the benchmark of your performance. Now you're in this level, you want to that level. You always compete with your benchmark. That will bring you to the next level. The fourth component is best options. Always think of the best option. Don't go for the mediocre. That will not create any professional success in with you or for your organizations. Even if it is your own business, if you go with the modest options, you will end up with the worst options, worst outcome. Always go for the best options. And the fifth is very important. Develop a growth mindset. Develop a growth mindset. Growth doesn't mean that we have to grow in the professional career ladder, becoming a manager to the senior manager to the directors or the CEO. It's all about a positive mindset. I mean the gradual shift and understanding of every behavior, every skills day by day. So if I summarize the 5 points in a very short manner, one is believing in yourself that you will succeed. Number two is overcoming the obstacles one by one, not at a time. Number three, compete with yourself. Your benchmark should be you and gradually build on that. Number four is basically commit for the best options. You have 3-4 options to achieve. Commit for the best. You will be end up with some places somewhere where you will find that you achieved something. And the last but not the least, fifth is developing a growth mindset. I mean that you need to grow your competency level, your skill level, your positions, your earning thereby, your contribution to the business or the organizations, that growth mindset. These five will from your current state of fixed mindset, if it is not saying that we all have a fixed mindset. We're evolving every day. This is a continuous journey. But so-called fixed mindset, a bit rigid factors are there in all of us sometimes on particular skill. But with these 5 steps, we can move to the next level, very next level, and we gradually move from a fixed mindset to growth mindset, and that determines your professional success. Yes, Mr. Kamrul.
Yep. Yes. Fantastic. Sometimes the sound.
Kamrul bhai, just for your informed,
Sometimes the sound. Yep.
Can you watch me moving or movement or fixed pictorials?
Sometimes it is freezing. Sometimes it is coming
Okay.
like. So right now
Okay.
right now it's okay. Right now it is coming okay.
Okay.
So right now it is okay.
But somehow
But I
I
think
see you is a frozen manner. Anyway.
okay. Yeah. Maybe
It's okay.
the internet issues is there. So let's go back to the discussion level. So a lot of questions also I can
Right.
see that, as you said, the number one is said, the believe in the self, the believe in own self. Yes, I have the ability, I have the capacity, and
Right.
I have the potential.
Right.
That's what you were mentioning, right?
Yes.
That is the number one
Yes.
step.
Yes.
And a lot of time we
Yes, of
suffer.
course.
A lot of time actually we suffer. A lot of time we suffer into this first step. We struggle into this position.
Absolutely.
That we cannot believe that we have the abilities and we can do something, and we have the ability to be the world class. We have the ability to go and to do anything that is God gifted. So if anyone, those who are watching, if you
Right.
feel that some negativity is really limiting yourself, limiting if it is yourself, then this is actually the beginning that you need to take action, because this is the first step that how we can go to the next level. Correct? Unless until we are able to overcome this situation, probably we cannot go to the growth mindset level. And unless until we achieve
Absolutely.
the growth mindset level, probably it's been very difficult, to progress in the further and to accelerate or to become successful. Now, a lot of us, we face these difficulties, graduating the growth mindset level. And
Right.
first of all, we do not know. We cannot diagnose ourselves. And can you also give some another dimension that we have a health, that is our physique, right, our body, correct? And another thing is the talking about the
Right.
mind, that is the spirit, or
Right.
that is two different things. A lot of time we take care about our body,
Right.
about our physique. If I can relate
Right.
something, a lot of time we take care of our hardware, in the computer hardware. Like we are fascinated about how beautiful the hardware system is.
Right.
The hardware does not function unless there is an operating system, and we do upgrade our operating systems, our computer's operating system, every now and then. So now it is,
Right.
now Windows 10 is coming, right? Windows is ongoing. So what is and how can we really upgrade? Like we take care of our health. We eat
Right.
food, healthy food. We go for walk. We go for exercises. We wear good, good clothes. But how do we take care of our mind? Can you also help us to understand this segment? Because we do not able to also identify that, yes, our mind need also some kind of, upgradation. And how can we do that? What is your
Well, I think that some words have been not clear, but as I got your point that how we can take care of your mind. I mean that we are talking care about physics or body, the right behavior, right attitude, how we can grow. That you mean? Mr.
right?
Kamrul?
How can we take care our mind? Yes, how can we take care our mind?
We can take care of our mind. I see in a different. Let me give some different examples for that. Recently, I have started a series in my Facebook platform, which I named as Beneath, Between, and Beyond, where basically I'm bringing some professional talks, professional discussions. So that is not exactly created by me. That is the world-class learnings from the different renowned professionals, different successful personalities, and I am just bringing those discussion on the table so that I can further learn, I can further enrich myself, and also people around me are getting some info which are sometimes mixed out. Where to answer your point, I would come to one of my small article, a write-up published in the Facebook few days back, where I focused on the personal branding. Personal branding. Sometimes we perceive product managers, they are creating a powerful product brand, or a marketing heads, or a business heads, or the finance HR head, all the functional head. They create a strong company brand together. But we missed out personal branding. Think about the fundamentals of personal branding. If a person fails to create his own personal branding to others, then how he or she is expected to create a powerful product brand or company brand? It is not possible. Now the questions could be, what is personal branding? To answer, I always love the famous quote of the Amazon CEO. He said, the personal branding is what people would say about you when you are not in the room. Branding is what people would say when you are not in the room. Means your behavior, your persistent behavior, your communications, your way of doing work, your soft skill impacts the other people in the organization, impact the people around you. That creates a personal brand of you, your personal brand. To answer the questions of the Kamrul Bhai, that how the young professionals create a right mind, take care of mind, the answer is very simple. If works in a particular organizations, there are people who are a strong personal brand, who have impeccable behavior, impeccable values on the organizations, on the people around him. For the young professionals, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 professionals across the organization, he or she should follow 2 behaviors and to identify the right role model for his personal growth. Model could be he or she identified that that person can be my role model, meaning I want to be like him or her. At the same time, he or she can be open-minded to learn and take the mind or attitude or behavior, learning from 3, 4, 5, 6 professionals in the organizations or outside the organizations. It could be. So the best way to take care of mind, I mean that developing right mindset and attitude, is to follow the successful professionals in the organization, outside the organizations, who are very strong personal brand, and to follow them, to take their behavior, convert those positive behaviors in their own practice, and developing gradually based on that. So this is the simplest equation I would recommend. I also learned, still today I learn from my colleagues, my bosses, even the colleagues who are working in my team. There are impeccable behavior. I can tell you, some persons have impeccable behavior which inspires me to come to office. Every morning I learn 1, 2, 3 behaviors, even the junior most colleague who just joined the organizations. That's the way of learning and taking care of our mind.
Absolutely. So the things you are bringing into discussion also, it brings another dimension, that is the need for mentorship. Correct.
Absolutely.
In corporate world, in corporate world, how do we become successful, and how do we go from our present position to the position that we can grow in the next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? Probably a lot of us, we may think that we are going into the right direction, but probably a right mentor, if we can have, maybe the mentor can help us to develop us into the right skill set, into the right mindset, and also that can drive as well. What do you suggest about this mentoring need for the mentorship in present context for the
Sure.
young
Yes.
professionals?
Right.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear.
Hello?
Please tell.
Okay, so
Hello.
the
Hello.
need
I can
for
hear now.
mentorship. Yeah. Uh, Okay, so my
Right.
question to you was like for the mentorship, the role of a mentor, how it can
Right.
help a young professional
Right.
to grow faster and to achieve more than that of he thinks.
Mentorship is very important. Ideally, mentor is basically the functional head or managers where he or she is reporting to, but not necessarily the functional manager is mentor. In current professional world, there is a formal mentorship programs. There are given in my organization. This is a good practice currently where we are going through. There are candidates who have certain who have immense potential to grow, but certain area to develop. And accordingly, along with HR, functional head assigns his one or two individual with a mentorship programs to other departmental heads or good managers who are really for that particular skill. So in a particular organization, that mentorship should be no professional is unique, no professional is perfect. It has to be a blend. I can that the best in class capabilities in all the skills. I might be good at in one point, I might be lacking XYZ. So particular skill development program, particular behavior development program should be addressed by a mentor. That where the right mentor is selected. I mean that if a person is lacking a communication problem, I mean that he has significant problem in the business communications, maybe a conflicting communication he made sometimes, or the proper communications cannot be articulated by him or her, training is not happening exactly, then assign him under a mentorship programs to a person who is very good at communications, very impeccable communications, very transversal communications, very easy communications, whose communications has an impact with other people's. Uh, that particular behavior, that particular understanding, this person should be assigned under the mentorship program of that person. It should not be a full-blown behavior change program. It should be a identified area, and accordingly mentorship should be given. This is my perceptions. I'm not concluding because a person cannot be perfectionist in with all aspects.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, so let's talk about, as you are also teaching into the different universities, right? Into the different university level, you are going as a guest lecturer. Uh, what do you see among these young students, like when it comes to developing the skill sets?
It's a
And
change
what
that
suggestions would you give to them?
recently I visited two universities last month. One is the BRAC University, Department of Pharmacy, and one is North South University, Department of School of Business. So basically, what I found the students know that the level of understanding, the level of knowledge in the university students are improving day by day. This is my perceptions. But at the same time, that also depends on the individual. I met some people in my recent visit to university, North South University, where I saw people, some students who are very much uh, diverse, means doing the debate club. They are doing, for example, some social activity, and they are doing some fair justice to their academic result. If not the number one and number two, in current world there is nothing called first, second, third. It's called a fair CGPA. They are having fair CGPA, but totally dimensionals. I mean the social community, uh, working with a debate club or a some club activity. What happens to them? They grow fast. They grow fast compared to others because they're connected with a social network, with the community, doing some good work for the people around him or her, and they learn every day apart from, and they have, I see most of the cases, they have a very fair CGPA. Or 4, 3.4 out of 4 or 3.6 out of 4, what makes the difference? Because when we interview people in the interview board, sometimes the universities, the brand name of a university is the entry point, or CGPA maybe the entry point in the interview board. But in the interview board, it's all about the diversity factors of the incumbent, how he or she is, how much he or she is aware of the country, how much she or he is aware about the society, what is the understanding of the professional competency, what he or she wants to make to be different from others. That kind of holistic understanding determines his or her success in the interview board. It's not the CGPA or the name of the university. That's kind of entry to the interview board. So when I go, not only me, there are many professionals I know from the pharma industry and also from the FMCG and the banking industry. They go to the universities and we share these expectations from our young generations that learn something apart from the books, watch something in the society, observe something in the community, and build your understanding level apart from the book. Not only book. The book is important. You have to learn from the book. You have to learn from the internet. But people around you, the society you are living, the community you are dealing with is equally important in your learning process. So that is important. That is very much important. Do you
So when I'm hearing about, when I'm hearing you, I hear that you're talking about a person's growth also to some extent depend on the extracurricular activities. Is it something that our young generations need to pick it up? Because I see that you also do some extracurricular activities, I mean, outside of your profession. So what is and how it can help a person to grow further, if someone can find his or her passion outside of the core area as well. So anything, if it is there, like it could be, it could be writing, it could be speaking, it could be debating, it could be, reciting poem or anything. And what is your call on this, like developing a person's ability, the extracurricular activities, how it play a
yeah.
as it goes to the upper into the ladder, like to become a leader, a real leader?
So I would answer this in a way that every person has some passions. Let's make it simple. Movies, some wants to watch cricket, some wants to play cricket, some wants to write something, or to be in the debating club. Don't let your passion, that is important, because to be productive in professional journey, to be productive in family level, you must live with your passions. Don't artificially do anything to just show something that I want to do this. This is my passion. Do something which really attracts you. From the big, I mean, that's so far I recall from school life. Writing something, it may be poetry, I don't know, but whether it's a very standard or it's a high-end activity, I don't know. But I love to write something. I love on that, build on that. I tried significantly. I published 3 books of poetry when I was a student of Department of Pharmacy at Dhaka University in the Ekushe Book Mela. So that was 3 books of publications. 2 books I published during my student life in the city. 1 book I published just after graduations and post-graduations and entering the professional journey in Roche. Then what happened, and after entering the professions, I also used to write some literatures, some features in this, like the Malo, Daily Star, also the Observer, Itefaq, the time that these are leading newspapers. But after entering the profession, I couldn't make my time to be in the newspapers, in the book fairs that much. But what I did after 6-7 years of professional journey, I thought, what if I start writing something? Poetry and lyrics are almost similar on the lyrics area. At one point in time, I met the renowned musicians of the country, Bappa Mujumdar, and this is a great honor for me that Bappa Mujumdar, who is the legendary musicians of the country and across the Asia, this is a great honor that I could do some work with him. Not only Bappa Mujumdar, there's some great musicians like Partho Orno who have some musical work. I mean that I worked on lyrics. So apart from my experience on the personal note, share the young professionals is don't kill your passions. You should build on your passions. You never know, one day, cricketer today. Think about Bangladesh. If a young professionals, you just watch me here. If you are good at cricket, you can make your career in Bangladesh. So build on that. Build with your passions. I don't say that compromise your education. That is most important. But parallelly, maintain your passions. That will give energy, positive energy in your profession, in your family life, in your personal life. Yes, Mr. Kamrul. Kamrul bhai, do you hear me? Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Now I can hear.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
So I think
Hello.
okay, that's good. So we are almost about, yep. Sound is a little bit breaking. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now. It's okay.
Right.
Yes. So I think there is some network issues is ongoing. I must
Right.
thank you for your time and for your guidance and inspiration. And I think a lot of us, we can learn that how we can develop our mindset. First of all, to understand that where we are, and based on that, what actions we should take. Is absolute in today's world. The growth mindset is the very much essential. It is without the growth mindset we cannot progress today, and this is the utmost required in order to become successful professional in today. And that's how we can only grow into the ladder and the kind of
Right.
achievement that we
Yeah.
want to obtain. So your suggestions and your thoughts is really well appreciated, and I believe that this would help us, many young professionals here, and also at any places, any level of people, those who are watching and would be watching in the future. So I'm really grateful for your time, for your thoughts, and for your guidance and suggestions. And those who are watching right now, maybe if it is not new to you, that is, this global success story is brought to you by me for a purpose, and my purpose is basically to help to inspire people back home in Bangladesh, because this country has tremendous amount of potential. We have 180 millions of population, and there is 40 million is young and is youth, and this youth can change the complexion of the country completely in the next decade. And I believe that our youth has tremendous amount of talent, compared to anywhere in the world, because today our youth has the reach towards the technology. Our youth has the reach towards the any information that they want. It has Google, we have Google, and we have the YouTube. Let's focus our mindset into the developing, for the sake of developing ourselves. And once we develop ourselves, I believe that we can contribute for the development of our nation. And that is the last stage. And before that, we can help our surroundings to develop themselves. Unless until we are developing ourselves, we cannot help anyone to develop. So that is the most prerequisite. Mr. Tanbir was talking about the growth mindset. The growth mindset is actually, as he was saying, that developing the own self, because unless until we don't know where we are, and unless until we don't believe in ourselves, we cannot develop ourselves as well. So let's focus on developing our own self, our real you that is lying, the real potential that each of you having, each of us, we are having tremendous amount of potential. So that is a message, and my intention is by these success stories that I'm bringing from different part of the world alongside the Bangladeshi success stories, it will help all of us to understand who we are and what we can do in our future, in our lifetime. Because this one thing is for sure, that is none of us, those who are watching right now, we may not remain in this planet next after 100 years. But if we can develop ourselves into that in some level, and if we can contribute to the country, the people, the society, the nation would remember us. And that is my invitation to all of you. Let's believe in yourself, let's believe in us, and let's help the nation to grow at the same time, and let's uphold the nation towards the world. So this country can be one of the greatest country in the earth, in the planet, because of the youth potential. And I humbly believe, and I invite you to believe in yourself as well. Thank you, Mr. Tanbir Sajib. One last thought from you, for our young generations, for the youth, and for the people, those who are
Hello.
watching and would be watching. So what do you see that where do you see this nation is heading towards in the next decade?
So I missed your questions because of the network issue. Can you repeat that? You meant that where I see this nation is heading towards?
Right. In the next 10, 15, 20 years, where do you see this country is heading towards?
You rightly mentioned, Mr. Kamrul, that Bangladesh has immense potential, largest country globally in terms of the populations, and this is a huge, enormous potential we have, and area we significantly develop. If you look at the cricket, we are now a superpower in the world. If not the football, cricket, Bangladesh is a name across the world. If you look at the R&D sector, that has been a established sector globally. Pharma sectors, where I'm working, is the emerging sectors. They are in a positions. Bangladesh is exporting to different countries. Now they started the export to the Asian countries. Now it is covering the Europes and some of the countries from here. They're exporting, even the local pharma, they're exporting the products to the US market and also the Latin American markets. So Bangladesh as a brand has immense potentials, and the people of Bangladesh, they prove in different geography, wherever they are becoming very successful and very competitive. So you are very right that we should take our nations, we should lead our nations to the next level. Responsibility, especially the young generations in 10, 15 years time, making some impact in the global level, bringing Bangladesh in terms of economic viabilities, in terms of the GDP, in terms of the development. And that is only possible by the next level of education. So where we are today, we need to go beyond. We need to have more education rate. I mean the higher educations, maybe in Bangladesh or outside Bangladesh for the affordable people. And after having the education completed outside the country, some people, if not all, they should come back to Bangladesh, because at the end of the day, we have responsibility to our society, for our country, to bring this country to the next level. One liner I should say, this is my motto and convictions in my life, where I am working in the pharma industry, why I'm serving a global company for full 18 years of career. I have an objective. My objective is, when I end my career, the person who from a single point contributed millions of people of Bangladesh's quality medications. That is my motto. Every profession has this kind of motto, be it a law professions, be it a engineering profession, be it a government services. If you think for the country level, you will feel good at the end of your journey. you will have a religious good feeling, you will have a professional good feeling, and you can contribute to the success of Bangladesh, bringing Bangladesh to the next level and taking enormous pride in the globe that we are Bangladeshi. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your encouraging words. And I certainly believe so that this country is the nation. This is the nation that should be watched. Those who are watching from different part of the world, uh, and those who will be watching from different part of the globe. Invite you through this, all of you through this program, that as Mr. Tanbir Sajib said, that this country, the way this country is growing, and our youth, our talents, our economy, our culture, our society, and our family, everything as a whole, it poised in such a way, and then it is growing and it's growing and it will be growing. So I invite
Right.
you to look into the Bangladesh's perspective, and I invite you to come and watch the beauty of this country. I mean, the international arena people, those who are connected in my Facebook, there are about 4,000 people who are connected from all over the world in my Facebook. I invite all of you through this conversation as well. So why not you come and see the Bangladesh as your next destination for as a tourism investment point of view, as a exploring nations. And why don't you come and see the beauty of the country, the growth, the economy, the way it is booming? And I am sure that you would be amazed by the culture, by the possibilities of this nation that is presenting to the world. And I have a firm belief, and I'm hopeful that we would be shining in the earth and the planet. And I invite all of you as well. Let's put together all our effort for the growth of the country. If we can think big, we can act big, and we can do big at the same time. So let's think big. As
Absolutely.
Mr. Tanbir Sajib was saying, let's think big. Let's have a bigger dream. Anything is possible. What do you think, Mr. Tanbir, on
Abs-
thinking big and thinking,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
taking
You're
big
right.
actions?
Thinking big. Yeah, that is definitely important for individual, organization, and the country development.
Right. With this, I'm going to close this program because this is almost an hour. And those who are watching, I'm really
Right.
grateful to all of you. I'm indebted to all of you. Without your support and encouragement, this program is nothing. So thank you, everyone, those who have given your time, your comments. I think, Mr. Tanvir, you can take some of the comments offline. So interacting and responding to some of the
Right.
questions, if you can, at your leisure time, that would be
Surely.
great. And I invite all of you, those who are watching, to be connected with me as well. You can connect me in my Facebook page, which is Kamrul Hassan. You can connect me. You can like my profile as well, because it's already 5,000. I cannot accept maybe any of the connection requests, but you can follow me. And by following me, you can watch a lot of professionals, those who are coming and talking every day for it can help you to understand and develop yourself. And I hope that this can help you in future too. So without further delay, I'm going to end this conversation. I wish all of you a very good luck. Mr. Tanbir, and
Yeah.
thank you so
And
much
thank
for
you
your
very
time.
much. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Kamrul, and all the viewers who have joined there. This is a great honor and privilege, and thank you all.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. See you sometime soon. Bye-bye.
Take care. Yeah. Take care. Bye.